say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in. You know, without you guys, I wouldn't have a show. So I appreciate you taking the time out to tune in. So let's get these privacy settings done. It jumps around. I don't know why it does that, but it is what it is. I want to tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in. Without you guys, I wouldn't have a show. And if you don't know it, they call me the 5-star general. It's a name that they gave to me. And I really embrace it and I love it. And I'm able to go and fight wars on a daily basis. My wars are normally with rogue school districts. I like fighting school districts who think they're smarter than the average bear. So, with that being said, I'm going to send a fair warning. Aldine Independent School District. Not only do you have problems with adults, you have problems with animals. You have problems with service dogs. Let me give you fair warning. You have an issue going on right now and you want to fight it like it's World War III in reference to a service dog. And the attorney on the case, his name is Scott Newar. If you haven't learned anything from watching me, you don't battle Scott Newar. When I talk to him, I'm like, wow. And we laughed about it because it's a no-brainer. On top of that, I really want to touch on this. Hold on a second. I want to touch on it. Let's go back because this really bugged me. So Aldine, you can get ready to see 5-star. Let's go inside. Okay, so here we go. Let's share the screen. And let's make sure that...
A mother says her 6-year-old son was repeatedly sexually assaulted in the back of a school bus in Aldine ISD.
Yeah, and we do want to warn you clearly, some of this may be hard to hear. Lauren Talarica spoke with that mother and joins us from the district's transportation center. Lauren.
The allegations about what happened are incredibly disturbing. We spoke to the mother today and she was crying as she told us. Now, that said, we have chosen not to identify her to protect her family and that little boy. Right now, Aldine ISD police and CPS are investigating horrific allegations about what may have happened to a little boy as he rode to and from school.
This mother's child was raped over and over and over again for months on the back of one of these school buses.
Last week, the mother asked the school to investigate what she thought was a somewhat minor incident, her 6-year-old's backpack being thrown out the school bus window. Instead, once the onboard camera was reviewed, she says the school asked her to come in and was told video showed her son being sexually abused by another student.
We demand the immediate resignation of the supervisors of this bus board.
Today, Quanell X and Dr. Candace Matthews with the new Black Panther Nation held a press conference alongside the mother and said investigators have gathered additional footage which shows the abuse going back months by at least one middle school student. Allegedly, mom says, luring him to the back, saying it was a game.
How is it that a 6-year-old is on the bus with a 13-year-old?
The district refused an interview, but in a statement said the incident involves, quote, 2 of our elementary age students, and that CPS was notified. I asked for clarification on the older boy's age, but never heard back. After the incident in question, mom said she did take her son to the hospital.
I don't want to get too graphic because it's that graphic, but there's internal damage.
Mentally, this mother says her son's just too young to understand what's happened, but she does.
Days of questioning, days of talking to my child, the details became more and more graphic each and every time. Inside, I'm dying.
Community advocates and this mother want bus aids to be put on all Aldine ISD buses. They also want camera footage to be viewed daily, and they want counseling to be offered to this little boy and his family. Now, as far as what's happened to the boy in question, we've gotten no answers there, and the mother says neither has she. Reporting from Northwest Houston, I'm Lauren Tellerico, KHOU 11 News.
There you have a 6-year-old kid sexually assaulted multiple times on the back of a school bus in Aldine ISD. It tugs at my heart. It tugs at my heart to know that a child would go through this. But here's my problem. I spoke with Cornell today, and what I will say is this. They knew what was going on that bus. They look at that camera footage daily. The superintendent knew what was going on that bus because she's been briefed about it. The chief of police in Aldine ISD, who came from HISD, and he's trash, by the way, he knew what was going on that bus. But I also have always tried to educate you guys and tell you that you can't trust these people when it comes to your children. When something happens, you will never know the truth. You will never know the truth. And Robin says something profound. Yeah, it's just a black boy. And that's the way that they feel about him. But this African-American superintendent, LaTanya Goffney, I made a call to Aldine ISD because God sends me where I need to go. And my exact words, when I called and no one answered, I left a message. I need the superintendent of Aldine ISD to give me a call. This is activist Gary Monroe. I don't want to talk to a flunky. She needs to call me expeditiously. And if she does not call me, I will flip your district upside down. I'm not trying to do press conferences on this. It's a whole bunch of people that need to go to jail. It's a whole bunch of people that need to go to jail. And even when they put out a statement, they say it was 2 elementary school kids. No, it wasn't. It was a 6-year-old elementary school kid. And it was middle school. At least 2 middle school kids. So you have teenagers raping babies on the back of a bus. And we're going to play the game that we don't know what's going on. You got till tomorrow, LaTanya Goffney. I'm not Cornell and I'm not Candace. Or I will flip your district upside down. Because if that was your child, you'd want answers right now. You'd want them right now. I want to get to this next story, man, and we're going to load up the video, and I got what I need to say about it, you know. Let's go in here, and let's see what you guys think. Let's open it up. Okay, where is it? Hold on, it's coming. Here we go. We'll do it like this, since we got to start basically all over again. Hold on. There we go.
Houston will hold its third gun buyback event later this month, February 18th from 8 to noon at Dewson Park in Northeast Harris County. Local leaders made the announcement this afternoon.
Yeah, our Adam Bennett is live downtown at HPD headquarters. Adam, these events are part of a bigger crime-fighting strategy?
That's right, Sherman. And the mayor credits that effort called One Safe Houston, with the city seeing the largest year-to-year drop in major serious crimes, violent crimes of any of the other metropolitan areas in the country. Of course, these types of programs, these gun buyback programs, do have their critics, but supporters say the two events so far in Houston have gotten more than 2,000 guns from potentially ending up in the wrong hands. Under a mural with a message outside Worthing High School in Southeast Houston.
A lot of times, some stuff could happen at school, and then people would threaten to shoot the school or something. So then we'll have to go on lockdown.
Student Micah says gun violence is a concern on and off campus.
I'm honestly kind of happy that the guns are getting taken off of the streets, so we don't have to worry as much as we normally would.
Micah, her fellow students, and their principal.
Safety, that's our priority for not just the school, but the whole neighborhood as a whole.
Showed support at a press conference announcing Houston's third gun buyback event.
We don't ask questions. We don't care if they come from other counties.
People turning in guns will get gift cards ranging from $50 to $200. The amount depends on the type of weapon and whether it still works. Law enforcement will then check whether the guns are linked to any crimes before destroying them. Critics say studies have shown no real evidence that these programs reduce crime. Today, the head of Houston's police union called the event, quote, a feel-good program.
The focus on this is not so much gun violence directly that's used for illegal purposes. It's to get unwanted guns. It's a big region.
We're providing a safe way for them to dispose of them so that they do not end up in the wrong hands or on the streets.
Federal dollars from the American Rescue Plan Act are covering the costs of these buyback events. And Commissioner's Court, they've approved 5 additional events beyond this one and the other 2 that have already happened. Ron?
All right. Thank you so much, Adam Bennett, live downtown.
So February 18th, City of Houston doing another gun buyback program event. And this just makes my ass hurt. You know I'm back to normal if I'm going to just give it to you straight. Now, you're getting it tonight, man. No chaser. They say we have a significant drop in violent crime in the city of Houston. Where the fuck that's happening at? Say, man, if you're trying to figure out who is making Harris County unsafe, look no further than the man with the black glasses on right near us. See, this is one of his little pet projects. So since you're getting these guns, can you tell us how many have been linked to murders? Because what you have is a bunch of good citizens with multiple guns that are turning into guns. How many have you gotten from criminals? See, a gun to a criminal is like a pipe wrench to a plumber. That's their tool. So they're not going to turn their tool in. But yet we sitting here and we laughing and we playing and we trying all these experiments while people's lives are on the line. And then you want to lie and act like this place is safe. Let me tell y'all something, man. I can't stand Rodney Ellis as far as I can see him. He's exactly what Malcolm warned us about. He's a professional Negro. He looks like us. He talks like us. He dresses like us. But he's not us. Rodney Ellis does not give a damn about public safety, criminal justice reform. He doesn't give a damn about nothing. Nothing. You would get more money for your gun at the pawn shop. Just like April said, why wouldn't people just sell them to the pawn shops? This is all a fucking joke. And this is the best that we can come at. One safe Houston. Man, one safe these nuts in your mouth. Mayor Turner, Rodney Ellis, one safe these nuts in your mouth. Down your throat and gurgle them. Because this is not working. And you know it's not working. But you trying to put some stuff out there and get folks like Abby Kamen to show up at Worthing High School. Lady, you ain't been to the hood since the hood was built. But it's almost election time. You got to bring your at-large city council behind to our communities to beg for votes when you know in all actuality, you ain't done jack shit. See, if you came to this show tonight as a new viewer, if you came for it to be sugar-coated, it ain't going to be sugar-coated. Ain't no gun buyback program stopping nothing around here. And it ain't slowing crime down. They're not putting the numbers in right. They're not doing it. So if you believe that we're safe, then I got some beachfront property in the middle of the ship channel that I can sell your ass. These people are a joke. And it just boils my blood to have to sit here and look and listen to the foolishness that these people spit. It's sickening. It is sickening to even sit here and act like you buying guns back is working. Working on what? The next time they kill a kid, I'll remind you that it don't work. The next time one of these women get jacked, I'll remind you that it's not working. I'll remind you. You just had somebody steal an ambulance today, shooting out the ambulance, man. But you saying this is we're safe. No, Ellis, you're safe because you ride around in a bulletproof vehicle every day with 2 security officers armed. Hidalgo, you're safe because you have 24-hour security. Turner, you're safe because you have 24-hour security. But the rest of us, we got to get it how we live, huh? A joke. As usual. This leads us into the story that I really want to talk about tonight. You know, I've been sick for a couple of days, and I know a couple of them folk over at HISD thought that I was going to die, but I ain't went nowhere because God ain't through with me yet. Mr. Superintendent, I got a bone to pick. My mind started flipping. You's a straight up bitch. And ain't nothing changed about how I feel about you. Ain't nothing changed. And you want to know why ain't nothing changed? Because you're full of it. You're full of it. During the course of this man's tenure, they've been talking about school closures behind the scenes. Now they're talking about it more in front, and school consolidations. Now, in the world that some of y'all live in, we need to close schools. But if you don't live in our world and you don't understand what we go through and you don't understand how they raped our school system on this side of town, because there is an unequal educational foundation that's been in play for over 40 years. You have affluent education and you got po nigger education. And in the po nigger education, nothing matters. School safety don't matter. Nothing matters. But to have the conversation, let me go up in here. I got to make sure that I'm sending this to some of my folk. I want to get up in here and I want to put this in here. Let's go. TRIN. Hold on. I'm gonna share this over here. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna go. Hold on. I'm putting it in a couple of groups. And I'll share it right here. Tonight I want to talk about school consolidations and school closures. And the fact that in order for this to even in order for them to even have a conversation on it, they had to have been dealing with it for over a year at least. Will school closures happen? Will consolidations happen? Yeah, they'll happen if you don't open your goddamn mouth. Yeah, they'll just come through and wipe them out and, lease the property to a charter school. All that's finna come into play tonight because I want to show you something. I want to show you how they do. Now, if we looking at which schools we could actually look at, let me share a screen. This is not a confirmed list, but this gives us something to look at. Okay, so we can see that this is a list of schools that could possibly end up on a closure list. I want you to look at these schools. And what I want you to tell me is which one of these schools is in the affluent community. The letters you see on the side of each school, from what I understand, this was last year's. Like Alcott, they got a B. Blackshear got a C. Briscoe got a C. Bruce got a D. Burris got a C. C. Martinez got an F. Codwell got a C. Cullen got a D. Fondren got a C. Franklin got a D. Gallegos D. Harris Jr. C. Hartsfield D. High School Ahead F. Isaac F. Jefferson got a B. Jones High School got an A. Luskin got a B. Love got a C. Middle College Fragger got a B. Middle College Gufton got a B. Nat Q Henderson got a B. Oates got a C. Osborne with an F. Pleasantville with a B. Port Houston with a C. Poe with a B. Reynolds has a D. Ross has a C. Scroggins has a C. DeJerna has an A. Wesley has a D. Young has an F. These are schools that might come up on the list. So my question is if this is the case and we're floating this idea around, then why hasn't anybody really said anything publicly? Why hasn't anybody come to these communities and said anything publicly? Now, like I said in the beginning, you have some people who are saying that these small schools need to close. They need to close these small schools. You feel what I'm saying? Well, the question is why is the enrollments so low? So what we'll do tonight is we're gonna go to say, let's just pick a school. I'm gonna let one of y'all pick a school. Pick a school. Pick one of those schools, and I'm gonna flip to a different screen. Just give me one of those schools. Robin, give me a school. Pick any one of them from the list. Just pick any one of them from the list, and I'm gonna show you something. And then we're gonna see if we become the smartest people in the room compared to the experts who are making six figures. So LaWanda Leonard is the first one. She said Young Elementary. Okay, so let's stop the screen. Let's go back in. Let's open another screen. And let's go in here. All right, let's see if you can see that. Okay, if you can see that, this is what they call what is this called? A campus demographic report. So she said Young Elementary. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to scroll back up to the top and we're going to go to zone campuses. Oh, I hit the wrong button. So she said Young, and we're going to, hold on a second. My computer's acting crazy. Okay. Hold on. For some reason it's acting crazy. Okay. So now we're going to go to Young Elementary. All right. It's going to come on. Okay, so now we're looking at Young Elementary. All right. We're going to look at Young Elementary. The total number of students enrolled in the school is 369. But they have 431 that live in the zone. So from that, you had 168 that transferred out. But you also had 106 that transferred in. So now we're going to go down a little bit and we're going to look at the actual race and ethnicity of the school. So American Indians and Alaskan Natives is 0. Asians, they have 1. African Americans, 314. Latino, 99. No Pacific Islanders, 12 whites, 2 other races. So that gives you a total of 369 kids. But where, if you had 168 that transferred out, where are they going? Let's look over here. So 168 transferred out, right? Let me make sure I'm where I need to be because I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Hold on. All right. So you had 168 that transferred out. But where did they go? Well, KIPP Texas got 84 of them. International Leadership of Texas got 24 of them. Harmony South Houston got 21 of them. The Beatrice Mays Institute, which is also a charter school, got 19 of them. Bloom Academy got 17 of them. Yes Prep Public Charter got 7, and 19 other LEA and CMOs. Now, the capacity of the building, they're saying right now they have 468 kids in there. The capacity is 468. But they're only using 78% of the building. 78%. So not 50%, not 25%. 78% of this building is utilized. So here's my question. What do we have to do to get 168 kids to come back? Let's go over here. What do we have to do to get 168 kids to go back? You feel what I'm saying? What are the charters doing that we are not doing in the Houston Independent School District? You know what charters are doing that we're not doing in the Houston Independent School District? They're investing in their schools and their kids. They're investing in innovative programming that draws kids out of your school into theirs. So my question to the biggest, baddest school district in the state of Texas, the richest school district in the state of Texas, which is the Houston Independent School District. Oh, why you can't get 168 kids back? Why you can't upgrade your programming to get 168 kids back? But remember, this school is predominantly Black. It's predominantly Black. And HISD ain't in the business of educating Black kids. They're not in the business of taking care of the special ed population. Now, out of those 168 kids that left and went to those charter schools, I want to know how many of them were special ed students. How many of them did the charter bring in and say, we're going to take care of the special ed baby, because we can deal with the accommodations and we can handle this kid? I bet you out of 168 kids, maybe 1. Maybe 1. Charters don't like dealing with special ed kids. They don't want their scores to go down. So what HISD is allowing the charters to do is steal our best and brightest kids while they sit on their hands and do nothing. So I'm going to go back to the original list because I want to look at something. So Jones High School, which got an A, their grade was an A, right? So let's go up in here and let's go back to the top and let's pull up Jones High School. Because if you would even think about doing this to Jones, again, it ain't their first time sabotaging Jones High School. You feel what I'm saying? Let me make sure. Where is it? It's not even on the list. It's not even on the list. So we'll go back and we'll look at another school. I want to see. Let's go to Cullen Middle School. All right. Let's go to Cullen Middle School. We'll go to Cullen. All right. Let's go to Cullen. Okay, so here we go. Cullen's gonna come up. All right. According to the numbers, Cullen has 335 kids enrolled. All right. 335 kids enrolled. But you have 897 that are zoned now. You have 584 that have transferred out. 584. Cullen, of course, is predominantly Black and Latino. It's predominantly Black with 590 students zoned in it and 217 Latinos that are zoned. But where did Cullen kids go? Let's go in. I want to make sure you're on the screen. Let's go in and look at where Cullen kids went. 126 went to Baylor College of Medicine. I guess that's Ryan. And 49 went to Gregory Lincoln. 48 went to Lanier. 42 went to Persian. 35 went to Maryland. 34 went to Young Women's Prep. And of course, 250 went to 35 other HISD schools. So 584 kids is what's gone from Cullen Middle School. And when you look at where they went, as I said, Baylor College of Medicine, Gregory Lincoln, Lanier, Persian, Maryland, Young Women's Prep. Let's stop right there. Cullen can't stand next to these schools when it comes to programming, the quality of teachers that they have, none of that. I'm sorry, but they can't. And the question is that the fault of the children? Is that the fault of the community? You feel what I'm saying? No, that's HISD's fault. Because when you go over to Cullen Middle School, it's ran like a minimum security prison. You're not prepping them for high school. You're prepping them for prison. That's HISD's fault because they don't want to invest in their children. So when you look at that, that's where the zone kids went. Now, Cullen lost kids. Let me make sure I got you on the screen. All right. Cullen lost kids. Watch the same schools. Yes, Prep, Lawson Academy, 121 kids that should go to Cullen are going down the street to Lawson Academy. Kilp, Texas, 91 kids. George Sanchez Charter, 57 kids. Provision, 41 kids. Yellowstone College Prep, 32 kids. Look at where all the Cullen's kids are. Look at the charters that's taking these kids. So once again, what is HISD doing? Let me see. Jonathan Lisa says, Robin, opportunities will always come your way, but if you have already accepted defeat, you might not get to see what life has in store for you. You are the best I must recommend. Exactly. The Miss Witt. They're driving these kids to other schools because the schools that are there have nothing to offer them. We don't get the best teachers. If it was a pool, we don't get the best teachers out the pool. But you want the same results as the Lanier's and as the Persians, but yet you're not doing the same things at these schools. And whose fault is that? The Houston Independent School District. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go back up in here. We're going to look at that. But I want to go and I want to look at, I want to go to a high school that's not even on the list. I just want to show you something. I'm going to Lamar High School. Lamar High School has 2,923 students enrolled. All right. Economically disadvantaged, they have 678. That's poor kids if you don't know. Their demographics is a little different than what you would normally see at some of these schools. 6 American Indian Alaskan Natives, Asian 305, Black African American 307, Hispanic Latino 642, Native Hawaiians 4, and of course white they have 816, and 2 other races they have 123. HISD schools, the zone population attends. So even Lamar loses kids. They had 917 to transfer out. Where did they go? Carnegie, Kinder, DeBakey, Bel Air, Energy High School, and Haas. Top high schools in the city. So if they lose a kid, they don't lose them to a school that's struggling. They lose them to a better school, technically, to them. All right? So I want to see. I didn't do this on the other ones. So if Lamar loses 917 kids, they still got 1,637 kids that transferred in. So where are those kids coming from? 427 came from Wisdom. Madison got 189 kids going to Lamar. Westbury has 145 going to Lamar. Worthing has 111. Yates has 111. And Bel Air has 105. Hold on a second, man. So Lamar getting kids from all around the city. Now, I know some people would probably say, why don't they put a cap on these schools that's getting all these transfers? Well, if you start capping them, people going to pull them and send them to charter schools. So it's a lose-lose situation according to HISD. So they would rather allow them to come out of our schools and overpopulate Lamar, because let's go in and let's see if they're overpopulated. Okay, let's look at the utilization of the school. Let's go campus facility utilization. The overall building capacity is 2,475. So Lamar, if 100% is the cap, they're 18% over their cap, their building cap. So this building has too many kids in it. It has too many kids in it. But HISD doesn't expect for you to look at these sites. By law, they have to put them up. Put this information up. And yet they're overcapacitated. They're overcapacitated. Now I see Houston Teachers United is on here. And for those that don't know, Houston Teachers United is ran by an HISD employee who happens to be the kinfolk of my good friend who's no longer in HISD, the internal auditor, Richard Patton. I've been in communication with Houston Teachers United for about the last 2 months. So HISD, can you imagine what the kinfolk done told me? Maybe that's why I'm bucking so hard. Can you imagine what I know about you guys at this moment? See, you should have prayed a little bit harder for me not to make it the last 2 weeks when I got sick, because I'm on your ass right now. So Lamar is overcapacitated. So let's go in here and let's look at another high school. Lamar has 2798. So we're going to put in, I think that's wrong. So we're going to put in, let's go to zone campuses. We're going to put in Bel Air High School. According to the numbers, Bel Air High School has 3,100. Bel Air High School has 3,115 students. Latino and Hispanic, they have 1,258. White, they have 745. So where are some of their kids going? Carnegie, DeBakey, Lamar, Kinder, Energize for STEM, and Energy Institute High School. And where are they losing kids to? Yes Prep, Southwest School, Harmony, Texas Can, Harmony Houston West, Hallsville ISD for some reason. So even Bel Air is overcapacitated. They are at 111.3%. Now, they may lose folks that's going out. They lost 745 transferred out, but they got 766 that transferred in. So where are they getting these transfers from? Westbury, 160. Lamar, 134. Wisdom, 107. Madison, 105. Sharpstown, 104. And they got 40 from Worthing, and 17 other high schools got 116 of their children. See, we continuously talk about equity, but how can there be equity when the Houston Independent School District is purposely allowing certain schools to suck up all the kids? You overcapacitate the schools, and then you complain about the schools that they're coming from, the kids are coming from, going to Lamar and Bel Air, and I'm just using them as a state. It's all about the money. They let them come in and they overload the school so they can get the money. And then once they get the money, you know how many of these kids get shipped back to their old schools? They ship them right back once they get the money. So HISD, my question to you is, how can you ever complain? Let's stop this screen. Let's start a screen again. Hold on. Let's share the screen. How can you ever, and if I went through the list, you'd see the same pattern. How can you complain about schools with low enrollment when you created the culture? Do you think that we're going to sit back and allow you to come for our schools because enrollment is low? Hell no. You're looking for a war, you're about to get one. You're looking for a war, you're about to get one. You're not doing anything like any one of these schools on this list to upgrade programming, and this is not the official list. This is not the official list, but we kind of know. So for my friends out in Trinity Garden and Cashmere Garden, say, man, when are people going to start talking to y'all about Fleming and Keith? When they going to start talking to y'all about that? When they going to come and be forthcoming and say that one of these schools is on the chopping block? And most likely, it's Keith. When are they going to come and be truthful to you? Now, what they're going to come and tell you, oh, he lying. He don't know what he's talking about. This is not true. You sure? Because every time you say that, I end up looking like a prophet. HISD, you are the one that wants these schools to fail. You are the one that wants these schools to fail. You feel what I'm saying? And now I heard today that Baylor College of Medicine at Ryan may be getting their own school. So guess what you're going to do? You took Ryan from the black kids. You ran them out the neighborhood. You forced them down to Cullen. You brought all these other people in from the other sides of town. You gave the school all the programming it never had in its life. And now you're thinking about building them a school. And then you're going to take all that stuff out their school, leave a shell of what it was, and then tell the good Negro kids you can have your building back. Do you really think we're going to sit back and watch this? Do you really think, Millard, we're going to let you run this train through this station? It's not going to happen. So I'm back on my soapbox. I'm ready to apply pressure. I'm ready to apply pressure on school closings. I'm ready to apply pressure on Nick Ozuna, the baseball coach at Bel Air, that you wrongfully did what you did to. I wish I could have helped Mr. McDonough before you screwed him out of his job as the principal. I'm ready to go to war on anything that you lying bastards over at 4400 West 18th Street think you gonna run game on. Because what you ain't finna keep doing, Mr. Superintendent, is shitting on the black community. Now, what I recommend you do, which you don't seem to take my recommendations, so that means every now and then I got to spank your ignorant ass. You better come to the communities. Because if you think you coming at the last minute, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I got them ready to rock and roll. How you want to do this? We can do it the easy way or we can do it the hard way. Doesn't matter to me how we do it. But when it's all said and done, you will look like the failure that you are. The black man that came into Houston to attack black education. I keep telling y'all that's what he here for. And I know you don't like me, but get your panties out of a bunch, partner. You couldn't beat me on your best day. At all. In any way you wanted, you couldn't beat me. But the game is the game. And whether it's Key and Fleming, whether it's Isaac or Jefferson, Young, Alcott, doesn't matter. And when I looked at that video, especially in that gun buyback program, where you had the principal at Worthing standing up there talking about safety, nigga, is you crazy? I just got Texas from your school a week and a half ago. With all the fights that go on over there on a daily basis. That's another thing. They're allowing these fights and all of this stuff to go on because they need to create a culture of instability. So if y'all trying to figure out why all this fighting going on these school campuses, they actually don't have a plan to deal with it because they don't want to deal with it. They need it to happen. They need this to happen. But I'm woke, Mr. Superintendent. I'm woke. And the OG is back. I got the suit ready. And I'm ready for Thursday night. I am going to spank your ass until you get your shit and get up out of Houston. You and everybody with you. You see these colors I wear, Mr. Superintendent? Do you see these colors that I wear, Mr. Superintendent? Know one thing. I'm hip to your game. I'm hip to it, brother. Now, you could really turn all this around by doing the right thing. But whoever has you on this crash dummy mission to attack these black schools, they're going to destroy your career. And they're going to turn their backs on you. And I'm cool with that because you know why? I don't like you at all. I don't like you, brother. And matter of fact, you're not a brother. You're not a brother. You're a sellout. You're a sellout to even come here and allow yourself to get put in a position where you're doing what you're doing. Yeah, these schools don't have the enrollments they should have. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's not all his fault. This has been going on for many moons. So I want to make sure I put that out there. This has been going on for many, many moons. But at the end of the day, you wanted this job. But what they didn't tell you, they gave you a little synopsis on me. They didn't tell you was going to have to deal with all this. They didn't tell you that. See, I'm not the guy that wants to cozy up to you. I don't get enormed with shaking your hand. Negro, please. I'm the star of the show. You should be happy when I grace the building. And with all the foolishness that goes on at 4400 West 18th Street, the Hattie Mae White building, named after the first black trustee in HISD history, it's a slap in the face to see what y'all are doing. It's a slap in the face. But yet you won't go next door to Delmar Stadium and do nothing about the name on that building. One of the most racist school board members that ever walked the planet was Delmar. But you know what? I was built for this. I want you to rest. I want you to rest easy. And you know why? Because when it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing when you are packing your stuff, putting it on your moving truck, going to your next assignment. But if you think that you got enough muscle to handle what I'm finna bring to the table, bring it, boy. And I'll make you tuck your tail again. So there you have it. If you want to go in, let me find this. I want to copy it. Okay, I want to put this up here in case you want to go and look at these numbers yourself. Let's see if I can stick it all in there. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's save. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Go to that website. Do the research just like I did. And you'll see the foolishness. You will see the foolishness. I want you to understand one thing. You could be a rock star, Millard House. But you're just in it for the money, homie. You just want your $400,000 a year, huh? I'm finna mess up the church's money, man. I'm finna mess up the church's money. And you and your little bald head cohort, Rick Cruz, y'all will be leaving at the same time. And you take Giovanni Ponce's sorry ass with you. Max Mall, it's time for me to make you work. I'm going to make sure that you can spin the narrative every single day after this. Because I'm going to hit your ass every single day. Every single day. So tomorrow, I want to show you how unsafe some of these buildings are. You got our kids going to these schools and our teachers in buildings that are just not safe, that are molded out. Oh, I got 4 more, and I got the reports to prove it. Very, very dangerous situation. So, Max Mall, I'm going to hit your ass tomorrow. Get ready to spin the narrative, little boy. And if you open your mouth, I will spank your ass too. Better from a friend than from a stranger. It's the war zone. And I'm the 5-star general. See you tomorrow, Max and Millard.